Слышал о вашей неудаче, слышал.
Anyway, first things first, there's something here called the War of the Worlds, Siberia. Well, in fact, it's one of the most underrated games revealed recently. It's an action-adventure set in 1896 Russia, and it's basically a reimagining of H.G. Wells' classic tale. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, in this game you control a student protagonist fleeing this Martian invasion and whilst navigating Siberia's treacherous landscapes, and emphasizing on survival requiring the use of fists, sabers, and found weapons to fight all kinds of threats, alongside solving puzzles besides all the cool look. Though it is noted as early footage, developers have released a trailer for it and a release window of mid to late 2025.
Это же предательство!
Оно самое, юноша. Оно самое.
And in this family, we follow a code of honor. It is not forgiving. To betray one is to betray all.
For those of you who missed its original reveal, the Mafia, the old country, is shaping up to be a masterpiece. In 1900, basically the same time as the previous game, Sicily, though, this one dives into the origins of organized crime through the eyes of Enzo, which is a small-town fisherman now turned mobster. The setting seems to be pretty lush, contrasting sunlit vineyards with lots of grimy city streets, and the storytelling also looks top tier. Think Shakespearean betrayal meets mob brutality. Hangar 13 also promises a refined gameplay and complex characters, and we're in for a gritty emotional ride.
I swear my loyalty to this family. My flesh has to burn like this saint. If I do not keep my oath.
Honestly, Swan, I'm glad, but slightly surprised that you showed up tonight.
When I saw your text, all these memories came flooding back.
With that being said, Lost Records Bloom and Rage is probably one of the better games releasing this year. This is a narrative adventure game from the creators of Life is Strange. In a fictional little town called Velvet Cove, Michigan, this game's story follows 4 former friends who reunite after about 27 years to confront this long-buried secret. This game is divided into 2 parts, Tape 1 releasing February 18 and Tape 2 a couple months later. You're going to be navigating dual timelines, 1995 and 2022, shaping the narrative through choices and interactions. In fact, the game's features and camcorder mechanic allow players to capture moments and uncover the story itself.
How could I forget? Whoa! Guys.
Last week, my mom found a package on her doorstep.
Wait. Our Bloomin' Rage? We haven't heard anything for 27 years.
How is that excellent? It's next to fucking Siberia. No one has left that planet in over 600 years. Anyone who even flies close to it is never heard from again.
Superstition.
Anyway, Naughty Dog's latest project, Intergalactic, the Heretic, profits. If you missed it somehow, might be the biggest game yet. This is an action-adventure set in a retro-futuristic universe, and you play as a bounty hunter stranded on an isolated planet cut off from the universe for over 600 years. The aesthetic, as you can see, draws inspiration from classics like Akira, the cartoon, or Cowboy Bebop, blending science fiction elements with a unique narrative centered around a fictional religion. This game actually has soundtrack composed by Trent Reznor and celebrity faces as well, so it's pretty safe to assume it's going to be a cinematic bomb. Currently in development for PlayStation 5, the release date is yet to be announced. Assassin's Creed Shadows lands on February 18, and it's gonna be a possible game changer for the series. Here you play as Neo, a skilled shinobi and a legendary warrior during Japan's iconic Sengoku period, which most video games are revolving around this era. Each character of the game brings a unique combat style, with one focusing on stealth and the other one going on brute force. AC Shadows got dynamic seasons, so the environment's actually changing over time, like frozen rivers in winter, affecting how you approach each target. It'll also introduce expanded exploration mechanics with customizable spy networks and hideouts, all powered by the latest Anvil engine of Ubisoft. And number 6, Judas is a narrative first-person shooter from BioShock creators, and one of the most anticipated games of the year, one that's been in development for a long time. See, Judas is set on a starship that's fallen apart. The player, Judas, must make choices that determine survival. It has some stunning visuals, a deep story, and tense combat, also set to release in March this year for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. You can expect deep philosophical themes and intense action as well. It is easily a perfect game for fans of narrative-rich, choice-driven experiences. Well, with that being said, Altus is another science fiction adventure from 11-bit studios though, the creators of This War of Mine and Frostpunk, one of the biggest IPs of the year. Here, players control a space miner stranded on a hostile planet and must create alternative versions of himself, known as Altas, to survive and find a way home. Each Alta then embodies different life choices, offering unique skills and perspectives essential for overcoming challenges, meaning the game combines elements of survival, base building, and narrative-driven decision-making, emphasizing the impact of choices and personal identity of each character. Scheduled for release in the first quarter of the year, Altas will be available on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC.
Are you a man or what?
What if you could decide?
On the other hand, The Long Dark 2, officially titled Blackfrost, has been announced with a 2026 early access release. Seems like the new game is bringing new environments and a sanity system that adds psychological survival elements. This game introduces co-op multiplayer where players can work together to survive, but single player remains pretty central. Hazards like Blackfrost and extreme weather events will also challenge players, while a new perma-life system adds depth to the survival experience. Check it out in case you missed it.
Would it not?
They spread the plague just as well as adults.
And there's only one way to stamp out this sickness.
So with that being said, Blood of Dawnwalker is an action RPG adventure, not simply just an action adventure. This is from Rebel Wolves, a studio formed by former Witcher 3 developers and other talents as well. It's set in a plague-stricken 14th century Europe and introduces players to a dark fantasy world teeming with vampires and moral ambiguity. You'll be playing as Cohen, which is a Dawnwalker navigating the balance between human resilience and vampire powers in a quest filled with choices, dangers, and a ticking clock mechanic. It seems to be made with the use of Unreal Engine 5 and a gameplay reveal for it is planned for a summer 2025.
Lunka! My sister. She needs help. Fast. Please, let us pass through. I beg of you. Please. Please.
Stun scallywags into submission. Deliver precise yet powerful combos with speed, agility, and flair.
On February 21st, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii takes us on this unforgettable ride. Developers just released so much more gameplay and review footage today. As you can see, the new game is set against the backdrop of Hawaii's beaches and volcanic landscapes, reimagining the Yakuza's formula with a original twist. You follow Ichiban, as always. You're gonna be clashing with rivals, charm locals with karaoke, beachside stuff, fights, and just helping the community. There is ship battles, open world exploration, and plenty of over-the-top combat this time. Basically, this entry promises to deliver the humor, drama, and the sheer chaos we all love.
Shockbait of your enemy. Engage at range by throwing your cutlasses like razor-sharp boomerangs to slice through crews. Or use your chain hook to close the gap. Then yo-ho-ho, break out your pistol and blow the man down. If you feel the tides turning against you, summon reinforcements with fabled dark instruments and a maxed out madness gauge. Let the dogs off the leash, and the steel really starts singing. Mix up fighting style.
What does that actually mean? Fortune favors the brave. All we have to do is deliver a letter to Lord Otto von Berghoff and ride back again.
With that being said, you're gonna mark your calendars, especially medieval fans. Kingdoms Come Deliverance 2 lands on February 4. This sequel builds on the immersive RPG experience of its predecessor, promising a richer world, more intricate choices, and the same realism of the series. This time you play as a new protagonist navigating political intrigue, a brutal combat, and the challenges of just basically medieval life. Meaning, you must forge alliances, shape your own life story, and own your skills in a stunning world powered by the Unreal Engine 5. There is expanded crafting, stages, and a dynamic world. This is possibly a historical role-playing at its finest.
Roaming the country. I urge you all to be vigilant. You know who I am!
Sigismund is mustering his allies and their armed forces to Kuttenberg.
He'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
No!
Are we seriously gonna wait? Cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame?
Okay, you better get ready, because I'm about to show you Hazelight's next co-op adventure called Split Fiction.
Oh yeah, Hazelight Studios is back with another co-op gem going by the name Split Fiction. We mentioned it before. This is another split-screen science fiction adventure where two game developers are trapped in a world that they have created. Once again, players will team up to solve puzzles and fight for the escape. We all know after the massive success of this company's previous works, the expectations are really high, and developers are aware of the challenge, preparing for it like never before. Split Fiction launches March 6, 2025 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC.
In order to save them, they have to escape back to reality through the very worlds that they created.
Hands above your heads.
But the thing is, they're strangers, and Mio writes sci-fi, while Zoe writes fantasy. So you will, for every level in the game, jump between a sci-fi world and a fantasy world. We at Hazelight love variation, and you'll have a unique mechanic for every level. Let me give you some examples. In this level, you start out by finding dragon eggs that hatch.
Hey, stop licking.
And then, they become a little bit bigger dragons with new abilities. But in the end, they grow up to be full-ass dragons. And now, you can fly around and kick ass.
All my life, I was dreaming about becoming a point. To do it alongside a renowned weaver band, it's a chance to make history.
And last but not least, this was just revealed because it's coming out in a week. Eternal Strands launching January 28 is shaping to be a truly different experience. I mean, imagine a world where time itself is a malleable force, and you're not just navigating through it, you're weaving it. The game blends surreal puzzles, fast-paced action, and mind-bending mechanics where the past, present, and future overlap in real time. Each choice you make sends ripples through the timeline, changing the environment that you play in and your mission in lots of unexpected ways, they promise. It's a journey of discovery, not just about the world, but about you, your decisions, your path, and how you reshape destiny. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. This is how this one looks.
I still believe in the dream of the Enclave. If it takes us to restore it, I'm up for that challenge.